I was appointed as business service manager to improve the department's results, which had been pretty poor. None of the team were brilliant, but Roz's were the worst of the lot, and the reason soon became clear to me. She was too friendly with them, never encouraged them to do better.
We've had a hard week,
She just lacked any leadership qualities.
Catch up and a gossip.
Yeah, sure, that's good.
Anyway, I set up a team leaders meeting to see what we could do to improve performance.
We're really here to talk about the potential for the team and how we can improve things going forward. So
I didn't want Roz to be there because I wanted to talk about the problems in her team.
That need to happen.
But she found out about it and demanded a meeting with me. Well, I was too busy for that. But then she tackled me in the main office. She was really aggressive. So I was aggressive back.
Do you want to be invited to every meeting the department has?
I expected to be at that one. I am a team leader after all.
And why don't you try leading sometime? Or was that too much to ask?
It was pretty insulting, I guess. But it was meant to be. I can't stand insubordination.
Where do you think you're going?
And after that, she started sulking and neglecting her work. Couldn't cope with the pressure. To me, a team leader should be strong, dynamic, good at multitasking, like I told her. And she wasn't any of those. She wasn't pulling her weight, and we had quite a few run-ins about it. I got pretty sarcastic in the end.
Roz, what do you call this? I asked for 2 reports by Friday, and you give me 1.5, and the other half looks like it's been made up of articles from Cosmopolitan. My 5-year-old could do better than this. You might as well have done it in crayon.
Hello, Paul Conroy. And then I'd heard she'd gone to HR with a formal grievance against me. There was an investigation, but it wasn't upheld. She appealed, but the decision stood. And then she went off sick. The next thing I heard, she'd resigned and was taking the company to an employment tribunal for constructive, unfair dismissal and sex discrimination. She's named me separately in the sex discrimination claim. So apparently the tribunal can find against me personally as well as the company, which isn't good.
Roz has decided to take her case to an employment tribunal. The rest of this film will give you an idea of what actually happens. The claimant and respondent arrive at reception with their lawyers, if they're using them.
Good morning, my name's James Smith. I've got Paul Conroy here with me. We've come for a hearing.
They are each shown to their respective waiting rooms, where the tribunal clerk explains what happens next.
Good morning, Miss Nunes. My name is Bilal. I'm going to be the clerk for the tribunal today. We're due to start at 10 o'clock, but before we go in, would you like me to take any documents in?
Yes. Just say thank you.
Okay, so can I just clarify, are you representing yourself today?
I am.
Okay, I'm going to need to actually take an oath or an affirmation. Which would you prefer to do?
An affirmation, please.
Okay, I'll be back in a few minutes.
The tribunal clerk will at this point collect any documents that the claimant and respondent may have. These may include contracts of employment, a termination letter, witness statements, or any other written evidence. The employment judge is a lawyer who will be managing the tribunal process, and the 2 other members have experience of the world of work from the perspective of employees and employers. They will have had a chance to read the claim form and the response to it prior to the hearing, and will usually get the documents which each party wants the tribunal to consider on the day of the hearing itself. Once the tribunal is ready, the clerk will take the parties, any representatives and anyone else who wants to sit in the hearing, into the tribunal room.
I'm Paul Stewart, I'm the employment judge. On my right is Mr. Mark Harrington, and on my left is Miss Ruth Akinua. Mrs. Nunes, you're here representing yourself.
The tribunal will ask the claimant and respondent to give their evidence, with each party being followed by any supporting witnesses. The order in which evidence will be heard will depend on the type of claim that has been made. Parties and witnesses will be asked to take the oath or to affirm before giving their evidence.
Well, would you go to the witness stand? And I understand that you wish to affirm, is that right?
Yes, that's correct, sir.
Right, and could you read out the words that are on the card?
I solemnly and sincerely affirm that the evidence which I shall give to the tribunal shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Would you care to read now your statement from the start?
A few months earlier, Paul Conroy had been appointed as my line manager at the company I'd been working for 2 years. The trouble began pretty much immediately when it became clear to me that Paul Conroy had deliberately and intently wanted to undermine my authority in front of my team. It first began when he arranged...
I think you received Mr. Conroy's statement. So is there anything you wish to add which arises out of what Mr. Conroy has said?
I believe that Mr. Conroy had actually accused me of being aggressive and unprofessional. That wasn't the case at all.
Right, Mrs. Nunes, Mr. Smith, on behalf of the company and Mr. Conroy, is going to ask you questions.
Sir, thank you. Mrs. Nunes, how long were you a team leader?
2 years.
It's now the opportunity for the tribunal to ask questions. Ms. Akinua, is there any questions you wish to ask?
Once each person's evidence has been given, the members of the tribunal may wish to ask questions.
Do you have any idea how long she's off until?
Indefinitely.
Okay, thank you. I have no further questions.
Mrs. Nunes, I understand you have two witnesses here, a Mr. Harmon and a Miss Murphy.
Yes.
Who do you wish to call first?
Mr. Harmon, please.
Mr. Harmon, you've got a statement there. Will you start now at the beginning of the statement and read it to the tribunal?
I have observed a considerable conflict in the office.
Now, Mr. Smith, who are you calling first?
Mr. Conroy.
Thank you.
I solemnly and sincerely affirm that the evidence which I shall give to the tribunal...
Employment tribunal hearings may be as short as a few hours, often will last 1 or 2 working days, or if complex, may take several days or even weeks to be heard.
...results, which had been pretty poor.
Mrs. Nunes, you've got the opportunity of asking questions of the witness.
Yes, sir. Can you remember how many times I actually requested a one-to-one?
Once all the evidence has been heard, the employment judge and members will retire to consider their decision. In shorter cases, the decision may be delivered on the same day, or in longer, more complex cases, it will usually be sent by post.
Thank you very much. What we're going to do is to discuss the matter.
Following the decision, either party may appeal if they believe that the tribunal had made a legal error in dealing with the case. It is also possible to ask the tribunal to review its decision in certain circumstances. Tight time limits apply to both appeal and review applications.
We'll send a clerk to fetch you and you can come back then. Thank you very much.
Employment tribunals make decisions that are legally binding on the parties. While a little less formal than a criminal or civil court, a tribunal hearing is still a formal and managed process, and all of the procedures described must be adhered to in an appropriately respectful manner.